Since free agency began, the New York Mets have signed 9 players. David Robertson for $10 million, Adam Ottavino for $14.5 million, Omar Narvaez for $15 million, Jose Quintana for $26 million, Kodai Senga for $75 million, Justin Verlander for $86.6 million, Edwin Diaz for $102 million, Brandon Nimmo for $162 million, and then of course the biggest one, Carlos Correa for $315 million to be their new third baseman alongside Francisco Lindor on the left side of their infield. Overall, that is $806.1 million that has been spent by Steve Cohen and the Mets this offseason. The payroll is looking to be about $385 million for 2023, plus the $111 in luxury tax fees. All of this has gotten a lot of positivity for Cohen and his Mets. You see a lot of that positivity on this channel among the players and among the fans, but there are some people out there who are not happy about this. The other owners, they're not necessarily fans of Steve Cohen and his spending methods, and are reportedly not too happy with Cohen. Before I get any further, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Over 75% of my watch time has been from people who aren't subscribed, so hit that button along with the bell for post notifications. Okay, back to the video. Mets owner Steve Cohen has of course not been very conservative with his money, to say the very least, and is not afraid to spend on anybody. In fact, he's the least afraid. It obviously shows with how insane of an offseason it's been for the Mets and their fans, blowing any other team's spending out of the water. There are plenty of people who love him, like the fans, the players, the agents, but as far as the other owners of teams go in baseball, let's just say they're not celebrating what's going on. I mean, for one, obviously, why would the freaking Arizona Diamondbacks celebrate the New York Mets spending money? But it's more that these other owners don't love the idea of spending this freely. According to Evan Drellick of The Athletic, an official with another MLB team told him, quote, "I think it's going to have consequences for him down the road. There's no collusion, but there was a reason nobody for years ever went past $300 million. You still have partners and there's a system," end quote. Another executive said, quote, "Our sport feels broken now. We've got somebody with 3 times the median payroll and has no care whatsoever for the long term of any of these contracts. In terms of the risk associated with any of them, how exactly does this work? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it." End quote. A club official then chimed in, saying that baseball is a game based on partnership and relationships, and these small markets are going to be really pissed at him. They're going to try and quote-unquote gin up shit and cause Commissioner Rob Manfred to effing get pissed at Cohen, adding on that they can't do anything to him, but everybody needs help in this game. And according to the club official who said all this to The Athletic, he doesn't think he's going to get any help. For now, Steve Cohen is going to be able to spend as freely as he pleases, at least until the collective bargaining agreement expires after the 2026 season. When we get to that point where the CBA does expire in about 4 years, owners might want to raise the luxury tax, a luxury tax that was already raised during the past CBA negotiations during the lockout. Maybe the topic of a salary cap will come up, something the MLB Players Association really does not want, and has fought against the idea of one. Successfully, obviously, there's no salary cap. But again, for the time being, Cohen is going to continue to be able to just throw his money wherever and anywhere he wants, whenever he wants. A former employee of Cohen himself really perfectly summed up the way he operates the Mets, saying the way he looks at this business is so different than his hedge fund, as it's more like how he buys art, and he just spends whatever it takes on art. Cohen apparently has $1 billion worth of art in his house. Why does he get all of that countless money's worth of art? Simply because he can. That's the exact same way he operates as owner of the New York Mets. Why does he spend all of this money on all of these contracts? Because he can. He's a fan and wants to see his team win, and also happens to be a very successful multi-billionaire. So why not? Why not go out and get Carlos Correa when you can? Other owners don't seem to like that. Not that Cohen cares, and it will be interesting to see what the Mets big man continues to do with this team. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.